If you're doing electrical work in California without a C-10 license, you're leaving serious money on the table, and in most cases, you're breaking the law. The C-10 electrical contractor license is what separates guys who do small jobs under the table from contractors who can bid big commercial projects, pull permits, and build a real company. Today, I'm walking you through exactly what the C-10 license requires, the steps to get it, how to pass the exam, and what you can do with it once you have it. The C-10 electrical contractor license is issued by the California Contractors State License Board, the CSLB. It authorizes you to install, maintain, repair, alter, and add to any electrical wiring, apparatus, or equipment that is used for power, heat, or light in connection with real property. In plain terms, if you're doing any electrical work in California that requires a permit or that involves more than $500 in combined labor and materials, you legally need a C-10. That covers basically every real electrical job: residential panel upgrades, EV charger installations, commercial build-outs, new construction, all of it. Without the license, you cannot pull permits, which means you can't legally do the work. And any work done without permits can cause massive headaches for homeowners and expose you to serious legal and financial liability. The license also signals credibility to commercial clients and general contractors. A large GC will not hire an electrical sub who can't show a valid C-10 and appropriate insurance. It's the entry ticket to the big jobs. California has specific requirements you have to meet before you can apply for the C-10. First, experience. You need to demonstrate 4 years of journeyman-level experience in the electrical trade within the last 10 years. This doesn't have to be as a licensed journeyman. It's the equivalent skill level. You can document this with letters from past employers, invoices from jobs you've run, or tax returns showing self-employment in the trade. The experience must be in the trade classification you're applying for, so hands-on electrical work, not just administrative or supervisory work. If you don't have 4 years of journeyman-level experience, you can combine experience and education, approved vocational training, apprenticeship program completion, or certain college credits can substitute for some of the experience requirement. Second, you must be at least 18 years old. Third, you need a social security number or individual taxpayer identification number. Fourth, you cannot have certain types of criminal convictions that are substantially related to contracting. The CSLB evaluates these on a case-by-case basis. The CSLB application for a C-10 license is done online through their website at cslb.ca.gov. Here's the step-by-step. Step 1. Create an account on the CSLB Breeze portal. This is where everything is managed. Step 2. Complete the application form. You'll fill out your experience history, your personal information, and any business entity information if you're applying as a corporation or LLC. Step 3. List your experience references. For each period of work experience you're claiming, you need a verifying reference, typically a past employer or a licensed contractor who can confirm your work. The CSLB will contact these references to verify your claims. Step 4. Pay the application fee. The current application and examination fee is in the range of $300 to $400. Check the CSLB website for the current fee schedule as it updates periodically. Step 5. The CSLB reviews your application, typically within several weeks. If your experience is verified, you'll receive an authorization to test. Step 6. Schedule and pass your examination. Step 7. Submit your bond and insurance and pay your license fee once you pass. The C-10 examination has 2 parts: the trade knowledge exam and the law and business exam. Both must be passed to obtain the license. The trade knowledge exam covers electrical theory, the National Electrical Code, California-specific electrical codes, and practical application questions. You'll be tested on load calculations, circuit protection requirements, grounding and bonding, motor circuits, service entrance requirements, conduit fill calculations, and more. The law and business exam covers California contractor licensing law, workers' compensation requirements, OSHA regulations, lien law, and basic business practices. This is the same law and business exam required for all California contractor license classifications. The exams are computer-based and administered at testing centers throughout California. You have a set amount of time for each section. typically 2.5 to 3 hours. The passing score is 72% on each part. If you fail one part, you can retake that part without retaking the portion you passed. You have a year from your initial application to pass both parts, after which you'd need to reapply. The trade knowledge exam is where most people struggle. It requires solid knowledge of the National Electrical Code, the NEC, and the California Electrical Code, which adopts the NEC with California amendments. Get the current edition of the NEC. You're allowed to bring a tabbed, highlighted copy into the exam. Index it thoroughly before the exam date. Knowing where to find answers quickly is as important as memorizing information. Take a CSLB exam prep course. Several companies offer exam preparation specifically for C-10 candidates. American Contractors Exam Services, ACE-S, is one of the most widely used. These courses walk you through the topics most commonly tested and provide practice questions. The investment is worth it. Study the California-specific amendments to the NEC. These come up on the exam, and many out-of-state applicants get tripped up by California-specific requirements they haven't encountered before. Do practice exams until you're consistently scoring above 80%. The exam pressure adds stress. You want your baseline to be comfortably above passing, not right at the threshold. For the Law and Business section, the CSLB publishes a reference book specifically for this exam, the Law and Business Exam Prep Guide, available on their website. Study that guide specifically. The exam tests the California Contractor's Law, not general business knowledge. Experience documentation is where a lot of applications get delayed or denied. Here's how to do it right. Be thorough and specific in documenting your experience. For each employer or job, include the date range, your specific role, the type of electrical work performed, and the employer's contact information. Vague or incomplete experience listings get scrutinized. Get your reference letters prepared in advance. Contact your references before you submit the application and explain what they'll be asked to verify. Make sure they know your exact employment dates and role so their confirmation aligns with your application. If you've been self-employed, be prepared to provide tax returns, invoices, and customer references. The CSLB needs to verify that your self-employment experience was real electrical contracting work, not just general construction. If you completed an apprenticeship program, your completion certificate is documentation of significant experience. Get a copy of your completion certificate and training hours transcript from the JITC or training program. Passing the exam isn't the last step. You also need to meet the bonding and insurance requirements before the CSLB will issue your license. Contractor's bond. California requires all licensed contractors to carry a $25,000 contractor's license bond filed with the CSLB. This is not insurance. It's a surety bond that protects consumers. Annual cost for a $25,000 bond is typically $100 to $300, depending on your credit. Workers' compensation insurance. If you have any employees, workers' compensation is required. If you're a sole owner with no employees, you can file an exemption. The CSLB requires you to have either valid workers' comp coverage or a valid exemption on file. General liability insurance is technically not required by the CSLB, but is practically required by every client, GC, and property owner who hires you. Get at least $1 to $2 million in general liability coverage. Shop through a commercial insurance broker who specializes in contractors. Once you have your C-10, the business opportunities change significantly. You can pull permits legally in your own name. This is the foundation of being a legitimate contractor. You can bid commercial and industrial work that requires a licensed contractor. Most commercial GCs, property managers, and facility owners won't work with anyone who can't show a valid C-10. You can hire employees and supervise their work under your license. Your license covers the work of your employees. You can pursue specialty work, solar installations, EV charger installations, generator hookups, that requires the underlying C-10. You can build credibility with clients who care about license status, which in California is virtually all sophisticated commercial clients. California does not have formal license reciprocity with other states, but if you have an equivalent license from another state, you may be able to substitute some of the experience requirements or potentially qualify for expedited review. Check directly with the CSLB if you're coming from out of state with existing credentials. Within California, the C-10 covers the entire state. You don't need separate licenses for different cities or counties. Local jurisdictions can have additional requirements, but the base license is statewide. The C-10 license is one of the most valuable credentials you can earn in California's construction industry. It opens doors to commercial work, protects your business legally, and signals to clients that you're a serious, professional contractor. The process takes time and preparation, but it's absolutely achievable if you know the steps. Subscribe to Hardwired Trades for more content built for electrical contractors and tradespeople in the real world. Subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.